Welcome to Raven and Dove Ministry. Today, I would like to tell you guys a little bit about my insane testimony. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can see more of my videos. I teach, I minister to uplift, to help you realize the calling as a chosen one on your life. My testimony is way too long to give you in this 10-15 minutes. So if you want to see more of it, subscribe. My videos will pop up and you will see more. Everything from being attacked by a satanic cult, to Skid Row, to overdoses, to seeing hell. Make sure you subscribe. So I want to tell you why it is that Christians love correction. Why it is that we even love punishment. See, it is a known thing that the Lord punishes his children. He has since the beginning of time. We look at the history of the Bible. The Israelites were punished all the time for their rebellion. They'd get right, they'd get rebellious, they'd be punished. They'd get right, they'd be rebellious, they'd get punished. Never learning their lesson, right? But us as Christians, when we become rebellious, and there's nothing that anybody can say to help us. We're not heeding the warning from anybody else, from any other minister. We're not listening to any words of wisdom. Sometimes the last resort is for God to put us in a place we really don't want to be, which is where I ended up. If you have been punished recently and you did not get anything out of it, you are not listening to the Lord, okay? You are focused on self. You are not focused on God, and selfless, focusing on other people and your path, right? I am an ex-addict, and I have been in and out of jail, mental institutions. I kid you not. A couple of times I went to a mental institution, right? Because yes, pretty bad. I was insane. Let's just say that. Maybe I shouldn't use that word. I was just not, I was not being a true child of God. I claim to be a Christian with my mouth, a follower of Jesus with my mouth. Meanwhile, I'm putting things in my body and everything. And if you struggle with that, please, I will put the number to the hotline. Call it, reach out for help, please. The Lord loves you, and the Lord, He wants you to be happy. He wants you to have joy in your heart, and He can give it to you if you accept Him, right? That love is just waiting there for you, but you have to be willing to get on your knees and repent and accept Him, right? So, I went to jail this one night, part of my testimony. I was driving across America with my now wife. I decided that it would be a good idea after just getting out of rehab to drink. So I did, and I got blackout wasted. I decided to leave. I took off to go. I got into a fight with my wife. I'm just being completely honest, guys. This is the truth of what happened, right? This is what happens when you're not on God's path, when you're not following the Lord. I took my dog and I decided I'm going to go all the way to the East Coast by myself, right? She went with someone else, okay? But on the way there, I stopped at a gas station, right? And I had my dog with me. But when I left, I got about 30 minutes down the freeway and realized I left my dog at the gas station. So I turn around to go get her, and thank the Lord I ran out of gas. That is God's divine intervention. This is grace, because I should have gone to jail for that too, but I didn't because of God's grace and His mercy on my life, right? So I call my mom. Mom, of course, we call our mom, right? That's what we do. Mommy, we call our mom. I call my mom, ask her if she can help me with gas and everything. She doesn't know that I'm out of it, right? Blackout, okay? Well, nothing, I can't get help. Let's just say that. So I decide, this is in the middle of Oklahoma, to run across a cow pasture with cows everywhere, running past cows, to go knock on this guy's house at 3 in the morning in the middle of nowhere, right? You know this guy has pew-pews, obviously. He opens the door and he's just staring at me through the screen door, and I'm crying, help me, find my dog. I've lost my dog. And at this point, I'm just like, what is he gonna do for me? Nothing. So he doesn't even respond, nothing. I leave and I go find a dirt road and I just sit there absolutely defeated. Well, this gentleman called the cops, as anybody should do, right? I would have done the same thing. Called the cops. Police officer shows up. She gets out of the car. She's telling me to put my hands up. I'm on the ground, right? I'm not putting my hands up. So finally, she shoots me in the face with a pepper dart. She's probably like 20 feet away from me. I get arrested. Some other things happen. Got kicked in the face, but I don't even care, right? Forgiveness. You look at my mugshot, completely black eye. It's okay. So I get thrown into the cop car. They take me to the hospital to make sure I'm okay. They take me to jail. They give me my charge, and I look at it. It says assault and battery on a police officer. And I am so confused. I am saying, what are you talking about? I never did this. I never laid my hands on anybody. Well, if I read further, it said threw a bottle of pills at the police officer. And she claimed that I did this and I hit her in the face with the bottle of pills. How I did it, I don't know. If it happened, I don't really care. I'm just going to say I believe her because that's just what I'm going to go with. I don't want to assume she's lying, but I personally don't remember doing it. So I get put in jail, right? I get put into a holding tank. I threatened to, because my dog is gone. I don't know where my dog is. All I know is I left my dog at a gas station, okay? I have no clue where my dog is. So they put me in this holding tank. I threatened to do this. Don't ever do that. Okay? If you ever get arrested, don't do that. They took off all my clothes. They gave me a hospital gown. They did not give me a blanket. They did not give me a mattress. They did not give me a pillow. Nothing but a hospital gown. They put me in this holding tank for 2 weeks, sleeping on concrete with no pillow. Horrible, miserable. I would wait and wait and wait to go see the nurse. And finally I would. And then she'd be like, no, put him back in there. And I do personally believe that there was some intentional, you get arrested for assault and battery on a police officer. Police officer, all they know is that you might have hurt a cop. So guess what? They're probably not going to be nice to you, right? They weren't. I don't blame them, really. So I lose my mind, man. I'm in this holding tank. I lose my mind. I can't get in touch with my wife. She went all the way back to her house in California, and I'm trying to call them to help find my dog. Well, finally, about a week and a half in, this lawyer, he comes up to the window at the cell, the door, says, hey, I have good news. They found your dog. But get this, and whatever. God does speak to us in many different ways. This has nothing to do with numerology or anything. The Bible is full of numbers. God talks through numbers sometimes. For me specifically, 44. So I'm praying to God, Lord, please tell me if Leia's okay. That's her name. Please tell me if she is okay. Please, Lord. And I bend over this railing and I see a 44 carved into that metal plate. And about an hour later, some dragonflies, about an hour later, that lawyer comes up to the door and says they found my dog. Amazing. So finally, eventually, they do put me into population. This is now the beginning of the 3rd week. I'm in population. That's what they call it. And I'm finally able to call my wife. I'm finally able to get commissary, and I'm talking to the inmates, and I'm like, dude, this is what I'm arrested for. Like, what is the charge or the conviction, the punishment that comes with that? And they're like, well, man, sometimes for assault and battery, people go to prison for 5 years. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, oh my gosh, Lord, oh my gosh, this one stupid mistake because I didn't listen. The Lord already saved me from a satanic cult, and he got me into treatment center. And then what do? I don't learn. We don't learn. What did he have to do? He had to go to extreme measures, right? If you're a chosen one, you're not going to get away with anything, nothing. And people aren't going to get away with anything towards you. I promise. You're not going to get away with anything. Okay. So I'm sitting there thinking, if I had just not made the stupid decision to drink and be just, I could have hurt somebody, it's just horrible. And, but this is who I was at the time. So I honestly believe, well, maybe I did deserve prison. So I'm thinking I'm going to go to prison. Now I'm in for the 4th week. This is like the middle of the 4th week that I'm in. And the thing about jail is when you're in jail, you have to wait for the court dates to come up. So it's like every Thursday, sometimes the Thursdays come and the judge won't come in. So it's like we all anticipate, like, let the judge come in. We're all stressed out. What are we going to get? That's all you're doing is stressing out the whole time, right? And so finally, the judge does call my name, right? And I go in at a court-appointed attorney, and they bump the charge down to a misdemeanor, right? So now it's no longer assault and battery on a police officer. I believe something, but I threw a bottle of pills, and I think that they just didn't claim, they didn't deem that as a felony. So they gave me a misdemeanor, and they let me out. But this is the thing: is I mentioned Jehoiakim, right? Babylon took them, and Babylon took the Israelites, right? I can't think of the word right now. I apologize, but King Jehoiakim was taken with them, right? He was in jail with them. So he was released from prison, and he got a seat at the king's table with evil Marduk, right? He got a seat at the king's table. And King Jehoiakim was able to continue on the bloodline of David. See, Israel was punished, right? But in captivity, through learning humility and grace, because this is why King Jehoiakim was released, more than likely, his humility. He was probably charming. Through all that, he learned this is what saved David's bloodline more than likely, was this punishment of being taken captive by the Babylonians. Because during that time, it corrected them, got them back. King Jehoiakim got back out, and then he carried on the bloodline of David. Right. So before I went to my court date, I'm praying over the Bible. Okay, I'm praying over the Bible, and I said, Lord, if I'm going to get out today, please, because that's the day I was going to court, please give me a sign. Please show me that I'm going to get out of here. I open it up to 2 Kings, and the last chapter of that book literally is titled, Jehoiakim Released from Prison. An hour later, I was released. God was telling me I had to punish you. Had to do it because you weren't listening. So take joy in the fact that I had to correct you, because now you can continue on with the path. If I didn't correct you and you continued on the way that you were, you would have not have fulfilled the promise that I have on your life. And chosen ones, you have to. You're going to be punished if you don't get right. So you got to get right. And if you're being punished, you need to learn what the Lord is teaching you through that, because he's trying to teach you something, right? So I got out of jail in the middle of nowhere. This is in Oklahoma, literally middle of nowhere. And I don't have any clothes. I have nothing but Jurassic Park boxers. I have nothing but a white t-shirt and, hey, my bottle of pills that I threw at the police officer. And I don't know what I'm going to do. 44. They found my dog. My wife saw a post on Facebook of a girl that found Leia. She put her phone number, gave her phone number. Guess what the 4 digits of the middle of the phone number was? 444, right? So don't tell me that God doesn't speak through numbers, okay? I saw 44, lawyer came up, right? And then 444 middle numbers, right? So now I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm calling my dad. I'm not leaving until I find Leia. If I got to sleep outside, what I'm saying, I'm not leaving until I find Leia. So I'm at this gas station in Jurassic Park Boxers, and I'm charging my phone, talking to my dad and stuff. And this guy walks in, and as he's walking in, he says, "Do you work here?" I'm like, "No." "What? I've got Jurassic Park Boxers on, guy. You think I work here?" No. So I went and sit down at the bench. He got some food, came over to me and sat down and said, "So what's happening?" Just like that. "So what's happening?" Like, "What do you mean what's happening?" He's like, "What's going on?" Like as if he was there for me, which he was. He was a godsend. He is now my second dad, right? And I the whole time was saying, the Lord is going to provide food, water, shelter. He always does. I said, he's going to help. He's going to provide. I'm going to be fine. Curtis is his name. And he took me to get Leia, drove me to get Leia. And he had a second house that I could stay in for free, rent free, allowed me to save up money, work, ended up working at that gas station, get a car, get my life together, and go on with the rest of my insane testimony that you're going to hear. But guys, this is why we love correction, okay? We could learn in the beginning when God is just saying, when a man is saying or a woman, "Hey, here's the wisdom to not do this," we could be like, "Okay, well, let's not do that because he's a minister of God and I'm going to listen to him," or whoever it is, a wiser person, right? And we could be wise and listen. But if not, and you are a chosen one, right? Just like Israel was chosen. He always punishes his children, okay? You're going to be punished. And you're going to have to learn what the Lord is trying to teach you. You have to carry on the mission, just like King Jehoiakim carried on the bloodline of David after they were taken captive. Once you are taken captive into punishment, into correction, you're going to carry on your bloodline, right? So, God bless you guys. I pray nothing but blessings and love over you. Please like and subscribe. You will hear more of my testimony, amazing stories. I'd like to hear your testimony. So my email is down below. All right. Email me and I will do my absolute best to get back to you. I work a lot and everything, so can't promise how long it's going to take, but I will do my absolute best to get back to you. I'd love to hear your testimony. So God bless you guys. I love you. We should all love each other because we're children of God. Stop arguing.